It's with great sadness today that we've had to call this news conference. We had two firsts today since I've been sheriff of Okaloosa County. One, we killed our first suspect today in 12 years. Unfortunately, we lost a good deputy in the process. Tony Forgione was a professional. He was doing his job, and it cost him his life. Our condolences and our prayers go out to his family.
At this point, what we know is the subject, Mark Rohlman, through his family, was asked to be evaluated, his mental condition. The court order allowed the sheriff's office to take him into custody, in which they did yesterday afternoon around 4 o'clock. He was taken into custody to be evaluated for his mental condition. He was transported to the hospital. At some point, he walked away from the Bridgeway Center. Shortly thereafter, another deputy spotted him walking down the road. He was then again picked up by the deputy. At some point, he apparently injured himself by kicking the back window of the patrol car out. He was transported to a local hospital where he was treated for minor injuries, lacerations. The decision at that time again was made due to his mental condition to transport him back to Bridgeway. He again walked away from Bridgeway Center. At this point, the sheriff's office had no other contact until this morning around 3 a.m. Contact came through a neighborhood of 331 Plymouth. There was some noise in that particular area that basically she summoned 911 for the sheriff's office to respond. Deputies responded to that location. They attempted to make contact for about 30 or 45 minutes with the gentleman inside. No contact. At some point, some family members of Mark Rohlman arrived and said he was possibly in the house. He was unstable. At some point, we had learned through the investigation that he possibly could have been armed the previous day. At this point, they did not know it. The patrol lieutenant at that time decided to go ahead and call out the SWAT team and hostage negotiators to come out and try to resolve the issue. Based off our investigation, they attempted to contact him multiple times for at least an hour, hour and a half through a time period to no avail. He would not respond. At some point, the SWAT commanders for Okaloosa made the decision to enter the house to check on the well-being of this gentleman, not knowing if he had injured himself or if he was actually in the house. At some point, you have to make that decision to check on the well-being based off his condition. Entry was made into the house through a key that was provided by a family member to gain entry into the house. Officers entered the house as the deputy opened the first door, which appears to be a bedroom door. The suspect fired at least one round that we know of, striking the officer, fatally wounding him. Another officer stepped up after grasping the deputy, returned fire. At this point, I can't divulge how many rounds were discharged. The subject was deceased at that location. The deputy was transported where an autopsy will be performed later on this afternoon.
It's the first time I've had the experience. It's not nice. It's gut-wrenching. But our deputies this morning did their job. And sometimes in doing our job, we lose people.